And you hear that? That's water. Sound like water coming out to me. Sometimes if the pressure is too powerful, it will definitely pop out and water will come out of the tube. So be careful. Make sure we have drip coming from the snake plants, pothos plant. You see the drips? Hey guys, welcome to my channel and welcome in my home. And on today's video, I will be showing you guys a drip irrigation indoor system. It is by RainPoint. I have been waiting so long for something like this, and it's finally here. I get to show you guys what I use to water my plants. I have no worries at all when I decide to take my vacations. I have no worries at all when I get overwhelmed throughout the week, running errands and having things to do. I don't have to worry about my plants because this automatic system is going to automatic and water my plants. I'll be showing you how this works. I will be setting it up and I will be giving you tips on how to avoid mistakes. Join me on this drip irrigation setup. All right, video. Guys, this is called the auto drip pump. We're going to start with this. I already set whatever I wanted. We have on and off knob. We have how often you want to set your system. We have how long. We have start time, and we have, I needed my glasses. You have your start time, your set clock, your long, your how long, and how often you set your drip irrigation. So what I set mine on, I already set it, and I set mine on 6 days. And you set your time, and you set how long you want your plants to, you want your drip irrigation to water your plants. So I put 5 minutes because it's only drips. It's only water flow drips. And how often I put every 7 days. Your cycle on or off. And you just pretty much set it whatever time drip irrigation to work. So you just play around with the settings. So right here on this side is the in and the out, if you see those two. And what I'm going to do is I already cut my tubing. I already cut my tubes. And this is right here. This tube is 4 millimeters. And we also have a smaller tube, which is 3 millimeters. And I'm going to show you why we have two separate sizes of the tube. But right here, we're going to use the 4 millimeter, which is the big one. And I'm going to put it on the end part right here, just like this. And then on, you know what? You might going to need a longer one, and I'm going to show you why in a minute. So we're going to use the longer tube to put it in the end little outlet. And on the other end of the one you got in the end, this is called the filter. This is a filter. What you're going to do is you're going to put it right inside of that hole. You're going to put that filter, you're going to put it right in that hole of the filter. It's pretty hard. You just got to get it right in there. And if you feel like it's a little too hard for you to get, that hole in there, what you're going to do is boil some water and sit it inside some hot water, and this tool will get a little soft. Easy for you to put it in that hole. All right, you see this end? This is my water bucket I will be using for example, but I will be going out to get me another bucket. You can go get a bucket from like Sam's. I'll put it up on the screen for you. You can get it from Walmart or wherever you can find a bucket with a top. So, but for right now, I'll use a container like this. And this hook right here, you just hook it on the back, and I'm gonna show you why there's a hook on the back. So what you do is you just hang it off the side just like that there. See there? And you take the other end, this is the filter, you put it inside the water. But I am going to do the outlet next before I put it in the water. All right. You're going to get a piece. You cut your another piece of the 4mm, and you put it right inside of the outlet, the outside. See, we have two. We got the in and we got the out. And you take that and I'm going to show you what we're going to do with the outside. But for right now, I'm going to go ahead and hook this right here and put my filter inside the water. You got to make sure that water is enough for that filter to go all the way inside that water. And now we're going to work on our outside. And this is what this little tool come in handy right here, if y'all can see. This is called the valve. This is called the valve. What you're going to do is you're going to put this on the end of the out tube, just like this. And on the valve, they have two little parts, and I'm going to show you why. You push that in just like that. You push it all the way in. And just like I said, if you have problems pushing it in, you can always boil some water and it will, open that hole up just a little bit more for you so you won't have to struggle. And now we're going to get another tube, which is another 4mm. See, I already have mine already pre-cut. So you will have to, cut your tubes to your liking. And you take the other part and you go ahead and put your tubing on the other end. All right. So it should look like that. Your tubing should look just like that. All right. And now on my other tubing, this is the fun part for me. We're going to take our, what this called? We're going to take our cross fitting. This is the cross fitting. And we're going to put this right in this hole of the outlet. Put it right in the hole. See that? It should look just like that. Just like that there. All right. And now I'm going to take another tube and put it on there. You could put all 4 of your tubes on there, And this little thing is called the drip, the micro drip. See that? That's the micro drip. This is what's going to go inside of your soil, and this is what going to be dripping. This is what the water is going to be dripping out of. So you're going to put that right down into that soil, and I'm about to show you right now. So what I'm doing is I am hooking this right in here onto this cross fitting. And then we're going to take another part and put it on the frost fitting. the cross fitting. And it's really how many how many plants you want to put on it. Right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have four tubings. I have 4 connected. So what you do is you take all your little drip things and you put it on the end. Just like that. And you stick them all inside of your plant. But I'm going to show you why we have the smaller fittings like this. This is when the 3mm tube is going to come in hand. The 3mm, that's the smaller ones. So what you do is this is like up to 10. This thing holds up to 10 plants. So right now I have 4. So I'm going to make a split. I'm going to take this off and make a split and put this on this end, just like this here, and take the smaller one. All right, this is the smaller one. So that's going to fit directly on there. And this is called the smaller fitting. And you're going to make sure all of them, all the dividers, all 3 of the dividers the tube is right on fit on top. Because if you leave a hole open, you can have water everywhere. So make sure all your holes have your tubing. Because we don't want to make that mess, y'all. We don't want to make that mess. All right. Now we have an extra one on here. Well, matter of fact, we have 2 extra ones for 2 extra plants. So you're going to take your little, what this called? Your little drips. That's your drips, and stick them right on in there, just like that. Take in another little drip, stick it right through there, just like that. All right. This one is open too, so we got another drip to stick in there, just like that. All right. Now it's time to place our drips inside of the dirt. So I'm going to place, this is the farthest, this is the far one. I'm going to place one here. I'm going to place one here. I'm going to place one in my snake plant. I'm sticking one right over here in my pothos plant. So all my ends is inside of all my plant. Let me bring y'all over here so y'all can see the drip pump. We already have our filter in here, and now it's time to turn on. So what you're going to do is you're going to turn it on. And you hear that? That's water. Sound like water coming out to me. Okay, this is how everything's working. Right here, we have to make sure all this is all the way in. We have drip coming from the snake plant. Let's see, the pothos plant. You see the drips? And we have on another pothos plants, that's the drips. And right here, that's the only mistake right here, is to make sure every tube is all the way in. Okay, guys, I did get some water on me because one of the tubes exploded. So you have to, that's one of my mistakes. You have to make sure your tubes is literally all the way inside of the tubes, because if you don't, I showed you a demonstration, it will leak from the sides, and it will sometimes, if the pressure is too powerful, it will definitely pop out and water will come out of the tube. So be careful, make sure everything is all the way tight. That's one tip, make sure it's on tight. And another tip, make sure your settings is set, because you don't want to overwater your plants. Kind of play with the pump and play with the days, and make sure you know when it's time for your plants to, have some water. And adjust it to your liking, and adjust it to how you water your plants, and everything will be fine. Guys, I think that's it. I think I showed you guys all the pieces it comes with. I showed you guys how you set it up. I showed you guys the settings on the pump. Just make sure you get the settings to your liking. And y'all, that's it. That's it. I don't have no worries. My plants will be set and easy. I have enough tubing to connect and bring it all the way up to your ceiling if you want. So this is enough tubing. This is the 4 millimeter tubing. Use your tubing how you want. Put it on your floor plants. You can put it on your floor plants. You can put it on your plants that's hanging up from the ceiling. They also give you enough splits. You have one 4-way crossing, and you have 10 of these fittings. So that's more than enough, guys. That's more than enough. It do power up. I don't know if I mentioned that. You just the power in, just like that. That's to charge it up. You can leave it charged or you can take it off. It don't matter. I will prefer you to just put it by an outlet and keep it charged, so that way, it will, stay on for you. This is an Amazon product. I will put the link below. You do get a 25% off discount. And I also want to thank RainPoint for sponsoring this video. Y'all, that's the end of this video. I want to thank you guys. You made it to this part. Thank you guys so much for watching. And remember, always take care of your plants. Don't let nobody tell you you have too many plants. Yes, I am a plant lady. Yes, I am a gardener. And I love my plants, and I take care of them like I take care of my kids. Collect all the plants you can.